Hi y'all, this is my last installment on the video series relative to tips to help children be their authentic selves. I wanted to share that it is a great practice to have children to work with their hands, using like clay to make things from their creative juices, their imagination, what fuels their passions mentally and spiritually. And get them coloring books. Let them color with their hands, and because there's significance and spiritual meaning in color activity. And notice the colors they choose when they color in their coloring books, and get them away from excessive usage of electronics, which doesn't sufficiently stimulate the brain and the creativity within us. Yes, coloring books, using clay, building blocks, and don't be so particular about what types of toys to get your kids to play with. Some girls want to play with trucks. Get them trucks. There's nothing wrong with girls playing with trucks. They might grow up and be female truck drivers. If it's passion for them, let them pursue their passions. It's not going to be harmful to them, but it is harmful to deprive them of what, gets them into their mojo activities. And some boys may want to take ballet. And some folks consider that to be a sissy practice or what have you. Well, how wrong they are. If that is what your sons desire to do, let them practice ballet. In fact, some football players have shared that they practice ballet to help with their agility in the football sports activities. So, and like I said, there are no particular toys that are gender related. That's something society has put on people, and society needs to get out of folks' business more for real. There's some good things and helpful, meaningful things that we learn from societal mores and practices. However, we cannot depend solely on society to show us how to raise our children, how to live our lives, how to conduct our business practices and our personal lives. Use it for what it's good for in perspective. And also teach children that everyone that has an expert quote-unquote label doesn't know every damn thing about their so-called field or profession. And also there are consequences for our actions. For instance, back in the day, Mike Tyson had one of the highest paid, well-known, renowned lawyers that exist, I believe, in the USA. But due to his consequences, Mike Tyson's ass still went to damn jail, okay? So the experts aren't the have-all, be-all, and they aren't aware of every damn thing in their area of expertise, because we are all living and learning and evolving and amending as deemed fit and necessary. And some so-called experts are on ego trips and act like they can never be wrong about anything, and they refuse to move from their stances of what they believe is truth, even when it's plainly clear that they have went awry in some arenas in their teachings and belief systems. So, it's good to use experts, but again, don't depend solely on their areas of expertise. It's always helpful to do your own research and see if what they're saying and what they're teaching lines up, and if it is in fact legit and accurate, because some people are in business for profit, for agendas that are about power tripping and so forth. So teach your children to ask questions respectfully and to do their own research, and ask the children when they tell you they believe something, ask them, did you research it? Did you discover for yourself whether this is in fact something you should latch on to? Teach them to, be somewhat skeptical, but also, open to learn and not to be dismissive just outright of what other people teach, because there are teachers who are excellent and who can certainly help us to further mature and evolve. But again, just be aware that there's nothing that can take the place of personal research. And also when it comes to music, there are a lot of kids who are stuck in one music genre, or just maybe a couple of music genres. Well, it's good to have them exposed to classical music, country music. R&B, of course, is what a lot of kids listen to, and rap. But there are some great classical pieces that are soothing and comforting and very entertaining. So get them out there and take them to some what you call operas and some of those things that, do classical piano and violin. And there's a particular guy named Ara Dodgen Pratt you might want to listen to. He's unconventional. He doesn't show up wearing the conventional types of attire, the suits and the ties and the bow ties and the tuxedos. I've seen him perform in a silk shirt with dreadlocks, and the dude is masterful. In fact, he got some awards. If you look him up, you can find out more about his music and his talents. And he went to the Peabody Institute in Baltimore. So get into that. And then some children may ask their parents and guardians and teachers, why do bad things happen on the planet, and why do people do bad things? Well, you might want to teach them more about the laws of nature and universal laws, and that will help them to understand how things are arrayed in society and on this planet. And one great example that I saw used was batteries. We have the batteries that have the minus symbol on one end and they have the plus symbol on the other end. And if you insert those batteries in units and devices with all the sides going in the plus direction symbol way and all of them going in the minus direction symbol way, the batteries won't function if the minuses and the pluses are going all in the same direction. They have to be in opposite directions in order for the devices and units to operate and function. So that's how life is. We need the pluses and the minuses in order to have balances struck, for things to be centered. It's like duality. That is for us to appreciate more of what's going on the planet, because we have the balance struck regarding the pluses and the minuses that occur in life. And it helps us to not get full of ourselves. It helps us to have a greater level, to have greater levels of appreciation, because we have those things that bring us mental displeasure, as well as things that reward us and give us mental pleasures and spiritual pleasures. So we just ride it out and just, realize we're victors and victims. We're not. And that the sun is going to shine anyhow, the birds are going to sing anyhow, the rain is going to fall anyhow, despite the bad things that are going on. So the bad things balance out the planet, basically, is what that involves. And also books. Have your children to read print books, not just electronic books, e-books. Have them to read books and to go on to the Discovery Channel and watch safaris and animals in their natural habitats, and teach them about, the butterflies and the birds and the big cats that, inhabit the jungles. Teach them about geographical pluses and some of the natural marvels that exist on the planet. And take your children, if you can't afford to get them physically out of their neighborhoods and communities, take them on journeys on, like I said, the Discovery Channel and the Science Channel, and show them how to learn about those things. So I do thank y'all for listening, and I hope that you enjoy your journey of raising your children. But just be aware that children can be indoctrinated, and getting them entrenched in religion is not a practice that is going to have them to flourish and to bloom masterfully, and just let them soar with their precious childlike wings, and ask them questions, and ask them what makes their souls sing, and what makes them happiest to do creatively. And just listen to your children and teach them how to listen to people and not just to be heard, and respect them and teach them how to respect others, and teach them how to be giving individuals, sharing and caring, and being considerate and respectful of others in their spaces and so forth. So thank y'all for listening. Bye now.